Hello again, and welcome back to Moving Right Along, a Muppet Movie podcast brought to you by ToughPigs.com. It's the podcast where we watch the Muppet movie 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your other host, Ryan Rowe.
Joining us today, we have a very special guest star. Tell the audience who you are, special guest.
Hello. I'm really flattered by being called that. My name is Christy Admiral. How are you guys doing today?
Doing very well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And today we are looking at minutes 55 and 56 of the Muppet movie, where we begin with Rowlf finishing his line, "A drop of rain for every falling star." And we end just after "I hope that something better comes along" does end, that is, with Steve Martin yelling "phone call" and then getting cut off. So that's the span of these 2 minutes.
This is another one of our unintentional teasers. It's like, who's that phone call for? Who's on the phone? Who are they trying to call?
Right.
No, it struck me that this one is a bit of a softball for me because it literally is just the song and one line of dialogue, and I was pretty excited about that. It meant not a ton of research on my end.
Sure. Well, and actually, I should tell the audience, the reason that I asked you to come on this episode is because on Twitter, you've spoken of your affection for Rowlf several times.
I didn't realize that my brand of loving ostensibly children's entertainment pianists is so strong that I would be invited on a podcast for it. But I'm grateful to be in that position. Yeah, I love Rowlf. Rowlf has been my favorite Muppet since I was a kid. And I hadn't seen this movie since college, but this is still my favorite scene in the movie. So I was pumped to talk about it.
Are there other piano players from children's entertainment that you're a fan of, or is it mostly?
Mean, it's just him and Schroeder mainly. Because I used to dress like Schroeder intentionally because I was apparently that level of affectation going on in college. But, you know, I think I got past that, but still pretty into both of them.
But you've never dressed like Rowlf. You've never worn like a big old brown...
It would not be a hard costume now that you're saying that. And I'm going to a couple conventions this year. So, I mean, not yet.
Sure, you're young. There's still time.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you.
Sure. But yeah, so we should get into the song itself.
Yes.
I hope that something better comes along, which is maybe the most adult. Well, no, is definitely the most adult song.
Oh, certainly.
We open with Rowlf. One of his early lines here is, "I have a couple of beers, I read a book, have a couple of beers, take myself for a walk and go to bed." So, either way, he's drinking beers, right?
Yes.
Which there's a lot of alcohol talk in this section of the movie. Mm-hmm. So, in general, though, the lyrics to the song are very adult. So, what are some lines that stand out for you guys? Christy, I'll start with you. Like, what are some lines you enjoy or are kind of surprised by?
I mean, I mostly enjoy the number of times it seems like Rowlf has a predilection for either Scottish or Irish dogs, because we get a mention of an Irish setter and referencing dogs as lassies, and I like that. I like that there's a bit of a theme going on there. He has a type.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, on the Muppet Show, he sang a love song to a photo of Lassie in season 1.
Whoa, really? Okay, I was unaware of that.
Well, yeah, it goes farther back than that, because when Rowlf was a regular character on the Jimmy Dean show, it was a running gag that Rowlf was in love with Lassie.
I've read up a little bit on his history because I like to do a bit of research, and it is interesting to me that apparently the soundtrack version of this song is a little more suggestive than the movie version of the song. Is there something to that?
Well, there are more lyrics.
Yeah, right. It's longer. I noticed that.
Yeah, in fact, the line about the saucy Irish setter, is that in the movie version? I thought that was only in the soundtrack
I think
version.
That's just a soundtrack version, yeah, and Lassie gets a mention in the movie. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, although the line about coming back, Kermit inviting someone back to his room to his lily pad to see his etchings.
Yeah, that's not subtle.
No, it's not subtle at all.
Yeah, I did some Googling to see what I could find about the origins of "Come Up and See My Etchings," which seems to be sort of a trope that was common in pop culture for a long time, but now has sort of faded away. And
Yeah.
it's obviously like you're saying, it means it's a way of inviting someone to come over to your place without actually just coming out and saying, "Hey, I want you to come over to my place." By
Right.
by
And also,
etching as a type of artwork, so a lot of articles that I found compared it to today's Netflix and chill.
That's a direct point of comparison. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I know my familiarity with this phrase actually stems from Harry Potter, because when I was reading it for the first time, Hermione uses this phrase, which makes sense because she's a little antiquated sometimes. And I
Right.
think I did have to look up what it meant because it's not part of common parlance at all anymore.
I wonder if it lives on in England then, if they still talk about it.
Oh, possibly. Yeah. I mean, I did read the Americanized versions, but they still occasionally have their cute little tossed off English phrases just to make us feel like we're part of it. So, yeah, no, that
Right.
could be.
Yeah. One thing that I found was that I just think this is amusing. One of the earliest known uses is from Horatio Alger's 1890 book, The Erie Train Boy, in
That's
which a woman tells a man, "I have a new collection of etchings that I want to show you." And he responds, "I shall no doubt find pleasure in examining the etchings which you hold out as an inducement to call."
Yeah.
wow.
Sounds like something out of a Kate Beaton comic, right? Like,
That is a bold line from a lady in that era. I'm into
Yeah.
it.
so that was the most interesting thing I found in my research on etchings. And how about you, Ryan? Any lines that jump out?
Well, so from the lyrics that made it into the movie, I've always liked "A skunk was badgered, the results were strong," which I couldn't sit down and explain to you exactly what that means, but it just sounds really good.
Right.
And also really like full of innuendo.
Right. Well, and that's the same way I feel about some get an itching for a critter they've been scratching.
Yeah.
That's just a really good slant rhyme, you know?
Yeah, it
There's
is.
a lot of them in there.
Yeah.
And then there's another couple of lines that are on the soundtrack version that were cut from the movie version. Kermit says, "I don't mean to scare ya, my friend, but I betcha some Father's Day the litter bug's gonna getcha." That's pretty great.
Yeah. I like no, I like that a lot. What I was mostly doing was like going over my old collection of like, I don't remember what the album is called. It might be called the Green Album, the album that's just artists doing Muppet songs.
Yeah,
And
it is.
yeah, so the Matt Nathanson, I hope that something better comes along, includes all of the, I guess, dirty lyrics. So it's still such a sweet sounding song, but that's what I was given a listen to before this too.
Oh boy, I haven't heard any of those songs since it came out.
Yeah.
Some of those songs are very good.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of it being very sweet sounding, I think that's part of the thing. Is if it wasn't Kermit and Rowlf, like this song could border on being misogynistic or at least chauvinistic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
But it's Kermit and Rowlf. If it were human puppets, or I guess human Muppets in this scenario, it would not have quite the same amount of charm that it has. And if it were human beings, it would be much, much worse.
Right, but it's all these like simple puns. So it's just kind of like, okay, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's interesting. The fact that it's puppets and that it's full of animal jokes, that they really take advantage of the fact that they're both puppets and a frog and a dog singing the song.
Also that it's Jim Henson singing a duet with himself, it like tickles me to no end.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. Like,
it is.
You don't think about it. Like,
no.
You don't dwell on, like, what order did he record these parts in? Who cares? It's just Kermit and Rowlf, It's amazing. It's just two buddies hanging out, singing about woman troubles.
Except they're a frog and a dog. It's outstanding. It's very good.
So yeah, that's one of the problems with this particular segment of the movie, though, is it's basically just the song, and it's the shortest song in the entire movie. Also.
Oh.
I did not realize
that makes me wonder, though, why did they cut out those extra lyrics? I don't think the song would have suffered from being a little bit longer with those lines being as clever as they were.
Right, I agree.
It seems like it was a situation of family friendliness, but to me, they're not so. I mean, it's not like they're cursing. It's not like they're saying something explicit. It's more just cleverness, and there are already so many kind of clever, irreverent lines in this that it doesn't seem like it would have hurt to have two more.
Right, and they left it on the soundtrack record, which millions of kids grew up with.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
exactly.
Which has Gonzo floating with balloons on the back. Like, it's not like it's an adult album, you know.
Yeah.
Another line that I really like, have always really liked, is "She made a monkey out of old King Kong."
That is an outstanding line.
Which, of course, like if you watch King Kong, Fay Ray got kidnapped by him. It's not like she was teasing him. Or something.
Yeah, have you ever seen, I don't know if it started as a poster or a calendar or what, but there's an image of King, like Miss Piggy in King Kong's giant paw. Have you ever seen that out there?
I have not.
I always picture that when I hear Kermit sing this line.
Maybe that's what the intent was.
Maybe that inspired them to make that poster.
Yeah, although I do wonder if the Jeff Bridges, Jessica Lange movie, which was recent, actually inspired that line.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I think King Kong has always been in, people recognize who that is, but yeah, I guess it was more in the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, because that movie was just 3 years old when this one came out.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh wow! The breakdown of number of King Kongs that exist out there, or King's Kong, I guess, is like, that's beyond me. I've seen the original. I have not seen the Peter Jackson. I have not seen the one starring Jeff Bridges. There's too many of them.
Yeah, the original is really all you need. Like the 70s movie isn't very good. The 2005 movie isn't very good. So
I liked the 2005 movie, and I thought the Skull Island movie was pretty good.
I loved Skull Island. It's not like,
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, Mark Evan Jackson is in it. That should be all you need to see it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
He dramatically eats a sandwich at one point. I know this is off topic, but I feel like there has to be some overlap of people who enjoy Muppets podcasts and people who enjoy the Thrilling Adventure Hour.
I'm sure there are.
There has to.
Or if not, have enjoyed his work on The Good Place or Parks and Rec or Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Any Mike Schur show, yeah.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, anything else about this song specifically before we move on?
You see this briefly during one of the choruses, I think, but we get a shot of this decorative tree thing above Ralph's piano, and I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be or if anything like it actually exists in the world, but I've always been kind of fascinated by it. It's like a fake tree with these little lights that are flashing while they're singing.
The set dressing in this movie in general is fascinating to me. Like, I could spend an entire viewing of it just looking at what's going on in the background, which I know is intentional, and that did catch my eye, and I got stuck on it for a little while.
Sure.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things we've been talking about a lot over the course of this podcast, is there's so many little touches that you don't notice until you're watching it with a fine-tooth comb.
Oh, yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, and I mean, that's probably true with all Muppet movies, but I assume like this and maybe Muppets Take Manhattan have the most of that.
Yeah, I mean, they both have so much real-world locations and stuff, too.
Right.
Yeah, Muppets Take Manhattan has a very kind of real-world feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Christy, well, since we had you on, you mentioned you hadn't watched this movie since college, you said, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is now naming like how old I am, I suppose. That would have been about a decade ago. But my familiarity with the movie is pretty strong because it was one of the VHSs I watched over and over again and wore out when I was a kid.
Sure. So, I mean, and you said that you thought it held up, but like, did it play differently for you as an adult? Like, did you? How was the experience this time?
I have noticed that I laugh a lot more at Muppet movies like this, and The Great Muppet Caper was on TV. Like, I caught it on cable recently and ended up watching the end of it. They're a lot funnier to me now than they were when I was a kid. And I don't think it's because the jokes have gotten any better. It's just that I've gotten older and understand more of the jokes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if anything, this is the material has been elevated in my mind since I was a kid. In the bulk of my experience with Muppets was just watching Muppet Movie over and over again, than watching Muppet Babies for hours every day, every summer when I was in elementary school. So, like, that's not as strong a basis as obviously either of you have, or most like adult fans of Muppets have, but it's there. And now that my tastes are a little more refined, I think I'm into the movies a little bit more than I was as a kid.
Sure. Have you seen them all? Like, have you seen the newer ones?
I did not see Muppets Most Wanted. I saw the Jason Segel, Nick Stoller Muppets, I think the weekend it came out, because I did marry somebody who was pretty into the Muppets at different points of his life.
Sure.
And I love Stoller and Segel. I've loved everything they've done together. And I really like the 2011 Muppets. Like, I know not everyone, like, I know not all purists love it as much as the older ones, and they probably shouldn't, but I really enjoy it. I think it's good and whimsical and just the right level of fourth wall breaking.
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, we'll talk more about this in 6 years. But I like it. I like Muppets Most Wanted more, though. I think if you liked that movie, you would also like the next one. Like,
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind. It wasn't even that I was avoiding it. It's just that, like, I don't go to movies that often. It's a little weird that I went to see that one the weekend it came out, but I'm glad I did.
Sure. So, like, I mean, like I said, there's this one. I think we're gonna run a little short. So, anything else?
I have a couple of like random, not random, but more miscellaneous notes about the scene and the song. In the June 12th, 1978 draft of the script, this after the song, Statler and Waldorf were going to make an appearance, which I think we've read about them being in that draft once before at the El Sleazo. So this would have been their second appearance. At the end of the song, the camera would cut to them. Waldorf would say, "What do you think of the song?" And Statler would say, "It's not often you see a frog and a dog singing a turkey."
Okay, apparently that joke really landed for me, and I'm still in the movie.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I think it's a solid joke, although I kind of wish they had done it because I like the idea of them having an audience for this very personal number. That's like basically a conversation, right?
In an empty bar room, yeah.
Especially if it's just Statler and Waldorf.
Just Statler and Waldorf, right. So then I like the idea that we cut to them, and it's like, here's my thoughts on that as a production number. It was dumb.
Yeah, but as we've theorized before that it seems like they made the decision to focus on Kermit sort of meeting and accumulating the more important Muppet characters. So I guess Statler and Waldorf didn't make the cut. They didn't, they kept them in the framing sequence at the screening room.
Right. Well, and at the beginning, the first thing they say is, "We're here to heckle the Muppet Movie."
Yeah.
Right. Not like we're here to see our movie that we're in.
That's true.
That we took part in willingly. Like,
yeah. The other notes I had, this song was number 41 on toughpigs.com's top 60 Kermit moments. And the song was the B-side of the single that had Rainbow Connection as the A-side. So that was a pretty good single.
Yeah.
Did they do Moving Right Along as a single otherwise?
I think they did. I don't have that in front of me, but yeah, I don't know if that was... I would think Moving Right Along would probably have been an A-side, but I don't know. We can look that up.
But
maybe that would have been with the one Gonzo number, like the one kind of emotional Gonzo number.
I hope that something better comes along.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. Anyway, man, I would love to find any of those 45.
I'm going to go back there someday.
What did I say?
You said, "I hope that something better comes along." That's this song.
I know things. I swear. I promise.
I know you know things.
But I didn't know that this time. Yeah, I'm going to go back there someday. Of course. A song that my wife sang to our newborn daughter the moment after she was born. So I really should remember that.
Aww.
Well, anyway, that gave me enough time to look it up. And Movin' Right Along was the A-side of a single that had Never Before, Never Again on the B-side, which makes sense.
Miss Piggy. So it was the Frank Oz showcase.
Yeah.
Rainbow Connection and this were the Jim Henson showcase.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
Man, there's so many good songs in this movie, you guys.
There's so many songs and they are all good. I know, like, this was my top of line note watching it this time. Like, there is not a bad song in this movie, and it's crazy because it's very song dense.
Yeah, and they're all good. Even, and we're gonna get to this later, but the music when Animal grows giant, that like that I love. Even that.
Yeah, we'll get to it. That song cue is called Animal Come Back Animal, which I've always liked that too.
Oh, good stuff. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, then I think that just about brings us back down to the end of this one. So please check out toughpigs.com on the internet. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, all over the place. You can follow me on Twitter at ZeppoMarxist. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at MeRyanRowe. And Christy, where can people find you on the internet?
So my Twitter handle is Admiral Christy, and that is CHRISTY. And that's a pretty good way to find me on the internet in general. I also host a podcast called the California Diarists, and that is at CaliforniaDiarists at .podbean.com. And that is a very niche podcast about the weirdest and best Babysitters Club spinoff that I always feel a little weird plugging.
Well, if I can put in an additional plug for it, I've never read any of those books. And yeah, okay, we're friends, but I've never read any of the books, and I listened to every episode so far.
Oh, yeah, and it's a young show. The 4th episode will be out in about a week and a half. So it is a young, limited run podcast. So if you want to get in on the ground floor of me talking to my very enthusiastic friends about a deeply weird middle grade series, then come on over.
And that's honestly, for listeners, if you have any interest in young adult literature from the 1990s, I would recommend that Christy's podcast.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fascinating topic.
There is a lot there, and I'm finding out that people I know a lot more about it than I do, and you can listen to me find that out in real time.
Yeah, it's great. So thank you again for joining us. It was a real pleasure to have you.
Oh, absolutely. It was a delight. If Rowlf appears in this movie again, which he does, then I can come on right back.
All right, we'll let you know. And listeners, if you're so inclined, give us a positive review on iTunes, and tell all your friends about the show. Our theme music is by Stacy Rosen, and our logo is a dollop of Morgan Davies' logo gravy. Thank you, Morgan. Join us again next week for Moving Right Along. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I'm joined by my 3-year-old daughter, Iris. Iris, say hello.
Hello.
So what did we just watch?
I know.
What movie was it?
The Muppets.
Yeah, we watched The Muppets. What happened? Who was in it?
Rowlf and Kermit.
And what did Rowlf and Kermit do in this one?
I know. Sing.
They did. They sang a song, right? What was Rowlf playing?
He was playing. Hope that something better comes along.
I hope that something better comes along. And he was playing it on what instrument?
A piano.
Piano, that's right.
And there was a pirate one time.
There was a pirate one time?
Yep.
On the Muppet Movie?
Just kidding. I'm just gonna talk about the pirate one.
Okay, tell me about the pirate one.
There was a mean pirate one time.
And what happened?
He was really mean to Miss Piggy and Kermit.
You talking about Long John Silver?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a different movie.
Pirate one?
The pirate one's a different movie, isn't it?
Yeah. And they tried to go to the Muppet Show by themselves.
Who did?
Miss Piggy and Kermit.
And what happened?
The pirate didn't let him.
That's right. What did he do to them?
He hung him upside down.
He hung them upside down. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say before we're done?
Nope.
Say goodbye.
Bye.